right, my friends, welcome to episode 123 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I'm the Professor Larry at Prof Plays Games on Twitter, and over there is Anthony, the Dev, at SummerSpeak on Twitter. How's your weekend?
It's okay. A little bit of stress and fighting audio issues, and if things sound a little weird, I'm in new space recording, so if anything, we'll have some kinks to work out, but I think I got at least tonight under control.
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. And we're both getting some acoustic tiles to upgrade our spaces a little bit.
Yeah.
I was looking at a few DIY, basically microphone boxes with acoustic tiles that are pretty portable and look pretty cool. So I'll send you a couple links. But I'll buy those tiles off Amazon and send them to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So this week, wow, we're talking about cardboard.
I know.
Which I didn't think.
Were you expecting that?
Not at all. I thought it would be games related, or I thought it would be maybe like new Joy-Con or something like that. So
no.
Weird.
We're talking about Nintendo being Nintendo, basically.
Yeah, just keep Nintendo weird, I guess, is the mantra here. And then we'll talk about what we're playing, and what games we played and wanted to throw in the street and run over with a car. We'll get into that.
Oh, wow.
Too. Yeah. That the game that I played, I played, just is abysmal. It's so bad. So we'll get to that. But let's start with this Nintendo Labo, which was a announcement that came out on Thursday, which I finally watched today. I just digested everyone's comments about it, but I didn't actually watch the video until today. So why don't you kind of run us through what the heck we saw? So
for anyone who's not in the know and is listening to this and has no clue what this is, it's not a new Nintendogs. This is not a Labrador.
I like
or
it.
Short for that.
I like it. Dun-dun-dun.
We are actually talking about do-it-yourself cardboard controller extensions and toys and games that Nintendo is going to make, which use all the features of the Joy-Cons to allow you to do crazy things like build a cardboard piano and play it, make little cardboard bugs that vibrate around with Joy-Cons. On the biggest scale, create a mecha backpack using rubber bands and string and cardboard, then attach it to your feet and wrists, so when you punch and kick and move, the game you're playing reacts to what you're doing in the real world.
That one was crazy. Like when they open the back of the box and you see this pulley system with the reflective tape that the infrared thing reads. Like they've put some thought into this, how they can.
This is not some quick thing that I think they just threw together. They've been working on this for a while, I'm pretty sure.
It must have been hand in hand with creating the Joy-Con.
Maybe. I bet I can see Nintendo being a company that has shown that they like to experiment, that they probably were just in R&D were like, what's the craziest stuff that we can do with the Joy-Con?
Well, it's so smart to, I feel like in the last year, Nintendo's done a pretty good job of getting the gamers, or the hardcore gamers at least, to jump onto the Switch train. But this is a way to sell Switch to people that aren't interested in playing video games at all, and getting it into schools too. Yeah, I mean,
so one thing I did, so I finished the trailer the first time watching it, and I was smiling by the end of it. It was just wow, just the way that Nintendo can make you go the joy of imagination, basically.
Right.
I was like, okay, we got to do this later. I got to put my kids in front of this and see what they say. Played the trailer for them. They both got done, and they saw the date that it comes out, which is April 20th.
Blaze it, bro.
Yep. Don't burn down your Labos.
Oh my god. Make a bong out of a Labo.
But my son was like, that's before my birthday. Can I have it for my birthday? I want it.
Oh, man. Okay, well, Nintendo's got something there then, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, it is definitely... My wife's first thing was she's like, these things won't last that long. They'll get wrecked. Which made me hunt out. So these, for more information, the packs are $70 for the variety pack that has the piano, a house thing you can play with, the bugs, the motorcycle thing, the fishing thing. It's just a variety pack, and then it's $80 for the software and stuff for the mecha pack. But I was reading that they will sell replacement cardboard
right
separately, and I assume much cheaper.
Yeah,
So
you have to assume that most of the cost is the software because you're getting like a cartridge game.
yes, you
or
are getting
whatever.
cartridge. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a full-on game experience, but then also it was I don't remember which news site it was. It was like a mainstream press, not gaming press, had a bunch of questions to Nintendo on it, and they all also said that they're like, also it's cardboard, repair it yourself. Like there's nothing stopping you using some duct tape clearly, or like using it as a template to cut it into other cardboard and
Right.
just make it work. They're like,
3D
so
print your own stuff up.
yeah, they're basically in some ways just being like, yeah, we made it cheap out of cardboard, so if it breaks, you won't be like, what do I do? Just mostly that you can fix it. It's cheap, replaceable, keep going.
I just imagine someone stepping on it in the middle of the night and just wrecking
yeah.
like a piano or something.
Oh man, but most Nintendo announcement ever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, initially I thought like, man, like way to like kill your momentum. Like the gamers looking at it and saying, wow, no, they're just gonna be this toy company and just this silly stuff that they don't really understand the gamers. But then I backed up a bit and I thought, if I had a kid who was in the right age range, like your son basically, I would be really excited about this. And then, they gave the gamers their Nintendo Direct last week, so
Yeah.
they're playing more than one audience, which is smart because they want to expand their audience and diversify. So I think it's,
And they're a toy company.
and they're a toy company. They always
They
have been.
really are, and they're the ones that are going to do this kind of crazy stuff
Well, it's
and
just like,
experiment.
you have an
Why
arms
not?
You have an arms race between Sony and Microsoft to like make the most powerful box, and they're like, how about we just put ours inside of a cardboard box and have fun?
Yeah. And it's weird. It's like I was talking to a few friends about it, and every single one of them I know that are in the game industry are like, yeah, I want this. And I even look at it like, is it a thing that I'm going to love forever? But there's a part of me that's just like, I want to build things and play with it.
Yeah.
It's cool. And
Right.
just be done. Like, I just like building things.
Yeah.
So you can say that's the kid in me, but it definitely, and if I was back to being like between 7 and 12, this would be the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
For me now, it's just like, oh, this is cool. A neat thing I can try and experiment with, and my son and daughter can really enjoy. It's what some ways what I hope for out of video games a lot of times. Like, it brings people in, it pushes people's imagination, and
just
how else can you do this? You're just
Right.
building things with cardboard. It's more than just holding controllers for this thing. You're actually getting to do a tactile thing and then get to see it come to life.
Well, it's crazy because when I was a kid, like my favorite thing to do was to take like old refrigerator boxes and, huge boxes and break them down, cut them up, tape them back together and make different things, right? Make forts, make toys. Like that's what this is. Like this is for kids. Nintendo was very smart, came out the day before or whatever and said this is for people who are young or young at heart, just to let people know this isn't for everybody. And, the hardcore gamers who got upset, like this, not everything has to be for you. Like there are things for gamers with Nintendo, but they're also a toy company and they want to have experiences for kids. And yeah, honestly, I feel the same way. If I was that young, this would be unbelievably cool.
Yeah. I'm still can't believe it though. Like it's just...
Does this stuff, Labo stuff, make an appearance at E3, you think?
I don't know. Well, it's going to be out by E3.
No, I know that, but I mean, like maybe like new packs or on their.
I could see them having a little bit of it there, or during their Treehouse stuff, showing off some new stuff.
Sense.
But I don't think the people that go to E3 and the press that go to E3 are going to care about new Labo that they can mess with.
Right.
On like the show floor.
Yeah.
But I could see them like showing off some stuff on Treehouse. I think the show floor and like the stuff that they're going to be showing, like the gaming press and the bigger press is going to be, let's be honest, Fire Emblem most likely.
Fingers crossed, please.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be Fire Emblem. One that I keep putting in the back of my head that I really should consider is a straight up new Animal Crossing. That's one franchise. What's the last console one? 3DS was the New Leaf.
New Leaf.
Yeah, which has been many years.
Right.
So I feel like that they're gonna be bringing that up soon again.
I think if they announced that at E3, I think people would go crazy. People for some god awful reason, enjoy that game and
They
want to see a
do.
new one. Some people that I know. How many hours did you put into New Leaf?
40, 50.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Not
more.
not absurd. Like I stopped after a while, but a big thing at PopCap when New Leaf came out. Like I went out and bought a 3DS XL at launch and New Leaf. Like me and another guy, because we didn't have 3DSs at the time.
Right.
And came back and we're playing New Leaf. And I think there's the local bar that we always go to next to PopCap, and for like a month there, we'd have actual like New Leaf meetups at the bar during lunch. We'd have like 20 of us just over there, friending up New Leaf, trading things, and going into each other's towns. Yeah,
it's nice. It makes it
crazy.
very social. Makes it a social
It was a very
experience.
social experience.
Yeah.
If it wasn't doing it as a social experience, no way in hell.
Yeah. Right. So maybe you're in a different place in your life now that wouldn't appeal to you as much.
Yeah, not as much, but I can see it being a very popular thing for them to announce.
Right.
Because let's see, we've got Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem, a new Smash, probably the three things that they haven't. Like, well, they've announced Fire Emblem, they just haven't shown anything of it.
Right, and that was just like a splash screen that says it's going to come to Switch in 2018.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are kind of like three big franchises and IPs that I think it just feels like they're lining up for E3 in some way.
And if they are, then this is another great year, because those three.
Yeah.
And I don't think Pokemon is on the list for this year. But
I think Pokemon would be 2019 at earliest.
there are several.
It takes them a while to make those games, unless they've been working on the Switch version longer than they've let on.
Well, the reports that I've been reading and hearing about on podcasts is that Nintendo is really pushing them to get it out this year. Like they want it.
That's crazy.
I don't see it. I really don't. And Game Freak does stuff. Pokemon Company does stuff at their own speed. So
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo doesn't have a controlling say exactly in what they do. So,
well, if you think about the mini direct and what's lined up for the first half of the year, like nothing in that mini direct was anything past E3. So
No.
E3 is going to have the heavy hitters for the rest of the year. It's just what are those going to be? Definitely Fire Emblem. I think there's an outside chance that you're right about F-Zero.
that's true.
There's been some rumors, some chatter that might be what Retro's been working on.
Oh, Retro would be fantastic for that.
Imagine someone was like brainstorming like racing stuff, but also with Captain Falcon out of the car doing, I don't know, open world or platforming or whatever. Probably platforming
Weird.
if it's Retro. So
Weird.
who knows? That's a really bizarre rumor, but
Yeah.
Retro's game has to be revealed this year. They've been working on it forever.
Yeah.
Since Tropical Freeze.
They haven't been working on Labo, though.
No, Labo. I don't have a kid that could take advantage of that, but I'm curious. I mean, I like building things too, so I'm considering getting the variety pack just to fuck around with.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things that no one would expect.
No.
And it happens, and yeah. And then you can get the decorating packs too.
Oh, I saw that, like the different color tape.
The stickers and tapes
Uh-huh.
and things like that. Official Nintendo tapes and colors and things.
I would like to see them move forward with like a Nintendo IP with this stuff. Like imagine like a Splatoon themed set where you can shoot each other with paint or whatever. I don't know. or just paint your own room with paint. And
there you go.
see
That's exactly. Your parents would love that.
Yeah. Lots of good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the reaction from gamers, at least gaming press, was mainly positive. I think the reaction from some gamers online was mainly negative, so kind of balances out.
Yeah, most of my feed was pretty positive, though.
Yeah.
Overall, at least positive or understanding that, like, this doesn't excite me, but I see the importance of it and why it's exciting. So, because, not everything needs to be tailored to the hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like gamers are used to that with PC or Sony or PS4. Like, the games that come out are for gamers, right? But Nintendo's not always like that.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean they need to forget the gamers, though. And I don't think they will.
No, they don't. I mean, I don't feel like they have at all recently.
In the Wii generation, is that an issue? Like, they went toward the casual audience more?
I feel like the Wii was more of a problem of its own success.
Yeah.
And what was successful? I mean, Wii Sports. So beyond Nintendo going for that audience, you had all the third parties trying to capture that same audience.
Right.
And they're like, that's what the Wii is. It's these type of games. But whenever you look at other Wii games, like actual first-party Nintendo stuff, you have the Mario Galaxies on the Wii, which are fantastic and hard as hell. I would say that the Zelda?
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword. Although some people really like that one a lot.
Maybe without the motion controls, it would be better.
Yeah. And the super long tutorial. Oh my god.
Yeah, right.
That was horrendous. But I mean, I didn't get that far into that one because it was just such a tedious thing to get into it.
Is that the only
but I
one
heard the dungeons are huge.
Someone said, maybe that's Twilight Princess. Someone was saying it's like overall like one of their least favorite Zelda games, but had the best dungeons in the whole Zelda franchise, basically.
Yeah.
Might have been Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess I can never get, although I had Twilight Princess for the Wii as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was GameCube and Wii, I believe.
Right. Just like Breath of the Wild, kind of bridging the generations.
Yeah, bridged generations.
Either
way, I don't feel like Nintendo necessarily lost track of the game, or like they still had their IPs. It got flooded with so much crap.
Yeah, a lot of shovelware.
A lot of shovelware. I mean, what were all the using Wiimotes in the worst ways possible? But
yeah.
And I feel like that just hampered them into the Wii U, really.
Yeah.
But they seem to have it together for the Switch now. Like,
well,
good balance.
Yeah, I mean, there's more good games than there are like shovelware. I mean, there's some weird games on the eShop, like that Vroom Into the Night Sky or whatever that weird thing is.
Yeah. And I would expect the eShop to have tons of shovelware and crap. Like, they just tend to get that way. But as long as it's easier to sift through. I feel like right now the eShop is still okay in the fact that good stuff bubbles to the top pretty easily.
Like Steamworld Dig 2. Oh my god. Have you...
I haven't touched... I've never played Steamworld Dig.
Skip the first one. I played that one. It was alright. The second one is like... It's the best Metroidvania.
Man.
That a lot of people have played in a long time. People were... Even this last year, they're like, if you want a good Metroidvania, play Steamworld Dig 2. Don't worry about Samus Returns.
Really?
So, even though they like Samus Returns, they're just like Steamworld Dig is just hands down the best. And I've been playing it pretty much nonstop. It is really, really good. And I did not like the first one that much, so I would not bother with the first one at all.
So is it like just pure Metroidvania type game?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's okay. Dig Dug plus Metroid.
Weird. Okay.
It's really satisfying, and it's just got a good loop, and it's not too long. Doesn't overstay its welcome. So eventually, if you find it on sale or whatever, it's on multiple platforms.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it on Steam for at least the last few months, if not longer.
It is so good. I mean, I had it since last year, but I just didn't play it until this year, and it's my Switch game right now. Like whenever I pick up the Switch, that's what I'm playing.
Nice.
Anything else about the Cardboard creations?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything more to say about them. That they're cardboard. Nintendo's making cardboard.
We're both looking forward to it, so hopefully we'll get our hands on it eventually and be able to discuss it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that if my son does want it for his birthday, I will probably indulge him on this. Right. Like, let's be honest.
Because 95%
I'm not buying it
for him.
Me, it's for him.
Exactly. That's why it's so nice to have kids.
It actually is sometimes, especially when they're the right age. You're like, look I can get excuses for all the things that I want.
I buy him lots of Lego sets there.
Exactly. He has so many Legos. Wow.
He just loves Star Wars Legos. I don't let him build them. I don't want him to hurt himself or hurt the...
Once they're built, I mean, I put them up. Like, you can't touch them anymore after that.
But there really is, I swear.
No.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, when we get into what we're playing, I think I'll start since I was talking about Steamworld Dig 2. It is hands down like better than the first one in every single way. Obviously the graphics, because it's not on that 280p screen or whatever the 3DS was.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous. You're just basically the premise is you're the niece or the daughter of the character from the first game, and he's gone missing. So you're off to find him, and you're going down into the mines, digging around, trying to find him. As you go down, you unlock like warp points, which are like steam tubes basically. There are just hidden caves everywhere. They're like little challenge rooms with like specific things to do. For example, the one I was doing last night was like, don't touch the floor, and there's like lava, like red switches that are quote unquote lava, and if you touch them, the whole room resets. So you have to like swing and use your grappling hook and whatever else throughout the whole room without touching the ground. And if you touch the ground halfway through or whatever, you can like reset half the room. I can't remember exactly what it was, and then keep going. So then you get to the end that way, and when you get to the end, there's a second room behind the first room that says you can't reset anything. Like once you touch anything, you have to go out of the room and come back, out of the cave and come back to get this super special, it's like a weapon or a piece of armor. So it's almost like Mario, where like you're in a secret room and you get the moon, but you know that there's another moon somewhere in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hidden secrets in this game, hidden things to find, and it's just you're collecting emeralds and gems and ore and things like that to sell in town and to upgrade your equipment, upgrade your backpack, upgrade your pick, upgrade your armor. So yeah, Steamworld Dig, the original one is just like the loop to get back to town and figure out where you're going or whatever. It just seemed a lot slower, and I couldn't get into it.
Didn't grab you?
Not at all. But Steamworld Dig 2 is just like the loop is much quicker. You're able to upgrade your powers more quickly, finding just tons of secrets a lot more quickly. It's just fun. It's just a ton of fun. I also played...
Sounds pretty much the opposite of the next game you played.
Exactly. The next game I played, I played more Star Wars Battlefront 2. And last time I played it, I got through a bunch of like dogfighting, star fighting. I was in an X-Wing or a TIE fighter or whichever one. Which one's the bad guys? The
TIE fighters.
Yeah, okay, so I was in a TIE fighter. And then Iden Versio, spoilers, maybe not, turns and she becomes like kind of good. And then she goes to working with the rebellion a little bit. I was like, finally, I've left these star battles behind. And then the next mission is I'm in X-Wing and doing the same thing, but in an X-Wing. So you're in space and there are just waves of enemies coming towards your gunship, and you've got to like hold them off. And then it's just wave after wave after wave, and I was done. Like I feel like every single mission is like you're doing something. Like when I was Luke Skywalker, when I was Iden Versio on foot, when I was Iden Versio in an X-Wing or a TIE fighter, it's you're in a place and there are waves of enemies coming, and you have to defend your dude or defend your ship so it doesn't take too much damage against these enemies. You have to kill them in enough time as they come in. It's just like I'm tired of this, so I ejected it, I uninstalled it, and I'm done. Like I'm just.
Well, good thing you rented it.
Yeah, I got it from GameFly, so thank God I didn't pay for it. But
which is why you shouldn't go out into the street and run over the disc.
Good point.
You should just send it back.
Yeah, that's absolutely a good point. So I just I had enough, and I think that the gameplay is just monotonous, rote, just the same thing over and over again. And then the writing is just god awful. Like when Iden turns and is talking to Lando Calrissian, is that his name?
Yeah.
He's just, I trust you. I figure everything will be fine. Like it's just like totally unbelievable. Like you wouldn't trust her, and you wouldn't give her the X-wing or whatever.
Yeah.
To fight. It's just that's your machinery. That's a lot of money to you guys or whatever. Like it just nothing hit, nothing landed. None of it made sense. So. Those are the two games that I'm playing. So what are you playing this week?
This entire week, when I've been playing games, no, actually, my son convinced me to play Minecraft again.
Oh wow, okay.
He was playing, but he's like, no, Dad, you need to start a world. I'm like, okay, I haven't done this in forever. So I started a brand new world in Minecraft, and the first thing I'll say, it's been years since I've played Minecraft, and oh my god, has so much changed.
Really?
Like, clearly Microsoft, they bought it, and they've just been putting stuff into the game. More and more, and bigger, and things. I spawned, and then I did my normal thing in that game, which is like, okay, get some wood, find some coal, so you can make torches, so you can survive the night, kind of stuff. But I came around a corner, and there's this enormous mansion, like wood mansion. I have no clue what the thing it is. I've never seen anything like that spawn in the game before. My son has never seen anything. He's like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. We're going to find out together. And then I proceed to die.
Okay.
Because it is not a nice place.
Uh-huh.
There's lots of enemies inside. I had to go look up later. It got introduced at like the end of 2016.
Oh, so you haven't played
a new
it
thing that got introduced. Yeah, this was not something that was there. Like I probably haven't played the game until sometime like mid 2016.
Right.
Like last time I played it. So that was just, I mean, that was probably a couple hours I was playing it. And I just couldn't believe how much more stuff has gone into that game, and work and additions, and the fact that my son probably knows more about the game now than I do.
Because he plays quite a bit, right?
Yeah, that's his go-to game whenever he gets to play. I wouldn't say quite a bit. Usually a couple hours on each weekend day. So, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's fun. It's shifted now when that is that he can tell me things about the game. And he's very excited whenever he knows things about this game that I don't. And he can just talk to me about it and tell me 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 and tell me. And then stop for like 5 minutes, do something else, and then come back. Hey, Dada, and in Minecraft you can, I'm like, yes.
I get it.
Get it.
Oh, man.
So I played that for a bit and was completely amazed at that. But then the other thing I've been playing is still Breath of the Wild.
Really?
Like,
okay.
Yeah, I'm in again, and I'm absolutely loving the game even more. I haven't done Eventide Isle again. Mm-hmm. It's there. I see it.
Are you avoiding it on purpose?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I just need to be prepared for it. But I spent a bunch of time around Kakariko. Like, I found the list. I never knew this existed. In Impa's house, there's a journal by the front door that gives you a list of all the side quests in Kakariko.
What?
It's not a list, but it just tells you all the different people and, like, what they're looking for.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that either.
I didn't either. I saw it on my way. I was like, this is what's going on when I'm playing this game now, and the fact that there's just constantly things I've never seen before.
Right.
Still.
And you put, 60 hours in your first
or more.
run?
I mean, I did 70 some odd shrines. Like, I was all over that map, but there's still more. I still haven't done it in a Divine Beast. I don't know which one I'll go to first. That speedrun made it clear to go to the Rito Beast first and get the Gale. Rivali's Gale.
Oh yeah, Rivali's Gale, right?
Because I finished the speedrun. I watched the last 2 hours of it. Rivali's Gale breaks other Divine Beasts completely.
Oh, because you can just bypass things?
Oh my god, like they finished the Zora, the elephant one, in under like 3 minutes.
Oh my god.
Just because of galing at the right places, and just it was insane how quick the speedrunner got through the beasts. And then the Goron beast, the salamander on the mountain, finished that one probably 5 minutes.
Huh. That'd be fun to go back
in the
that.
darkness, and like he could fire arrows in the darkness exactly where they needed to go. Like,
dang.
Using some like weird, like there's like little glints of light and like just certain things on the wall that he was using as markers, and knew exactly where he needed to be pointed from that marker.
Right.
It was insane, but I think getting in Rivali's Gale first has been shown to be the best plan.
Awesome. That was absolutely the last power that I got. So I got it right before I went to Ganon. So I would love to. I think I want to do a master mode or whatever the harder one is. Replay of that
master.
game. Once I finish the DLC. I think this year one of my gaming goals is to go back and play DLC for games that I have and have just not gotten to or not finished. That's one.
How much is the season pass?
$20.
So here's the question I was thinking. I was driving around today with my kids, and I was thinking, do you think you've gotten to $20 value out of that season pass?
Definitely not.
Okay. What would they need to do to make you feel like it was worth it?
I think the second half. Once I finish it, I think I will say that I'll have gotten $20 out of it. It's just the first one didn't feel like that. The first DLC pack was like that Master Sword trial.
Yeah.
And it just didn't feel like it didn't feel like a season pass kind of thing. I was looking for like a meaty story thing, and the second piece has more story. It's not really that meaty. So I think when I finish it, I'll probably feel like it was worth it. But honestly, my favorite part of the DLC has been the hero's path, where you can see where you've walked.
Yeah.
Like, that was worth like at least $5 for me.
Is there any more coming for the season pass?
No.
Have they announced? Or is
unless they announce like a season pass 2, but no, this is it for the season pass.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. If I were you, I'd still wait, because you can't really do most of that stuff till the end anyways.
It makes sense. The speedrun was doing master mode, and they had the full season pass.
Oh,
but
cool.
They weren't doing anything with it.
Yeah.
They just were playing in master mode, which was explained as he was playing that there's a number of limiters removed. Like usually you can't be insta-killed out of master mode. Like you will be dropped to like a quarter heart within a certain time. That like limiter is removed. So yeah, guys can overkill you like one shot. Just some other things that they're like, oh, it does make it harder because of these things. So
well, I think for people who finished the game and wanted a more difficult challenge, like that, maybe the master mode did make the season pass worth it, but it felt like you're paying for a difficulty level, which kind of sucks. So
yeah, it doesn't seem to fit. That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, it just doesn't. I was sitting there. I'm like, yeah, you get a motorcycle in the second one. Is that
after
really
you
enough?
Fucking finish everything. Like
yeah.
Like, I guess it'd be kind of cool for me to get that, maybe for you too, because there's half the map I haven't explored, so I could use it to explore that half of the map. But yeah, it just wasn't what I was expecting. I think that my expectations were different enough that when I figured out exactly what it was, I don't know, I probably wouldn't have bought the season pass. I'm from Humboldt. I say bought. Whatever.
It's true.
But yeah, if I were you, I'd wait. However, if you ever buy Rabbids, definitely get the season pass because Donkey Kong story mode looks pretty rad. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see when it comes out.
I'm hoping so. I mean, but that's not Nintendo. That's Ubisoft. So
yeah, exactly.
How many did they do anything like a season pass on the Wii U for anything?
Breath of the Wild. Oh no, definitely. Smash and Mario Kart.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Splatoon, but Splatoon you don't have to pay for it. They just kept adding stuff to the game.
Yeah.
So
they just updated. I'm just trying to see. I'm like, well, Nintendo could be a little bit behind the curve on their season pass. Their season pass game where, like, Ubisoft has.
They know what they're doing.
Years and many games worth of like fine tuning what a season pass should be.
Right. Well, yeah, and you think about the companies who have done DLC or season pass packages. Like it's a meaty story. Like Assassin's Creed Origins, they have a new one dropping soon, I guess, and it's like it takes place like 5 years after the end of Origins, and there's more story to do. And that season pass mentality isn't really something that Nintendo has done yet. It's more just like here's extra content, but not like story.
That puts credence to my thing that they're definitely not doing a new main game this year.
A new main game of Assassin's Creed. Yeah, that makes sense because
that they might just keep on adding to Origins.
Right.
Like which could work. I mean, why split the main story into multiple games when they could get through a big chunk of it in a single game, just spaced out. Right.
Yeah, it's I guess we'll see at E3. I just imagine they've got some big game for the fall. I don't think it's going to be Assassin's Creed either. But I hope it's Watch Dogs because Watch Dogs 2 was really fucking good.
What were the sales like on Watch Dogs 2 though?
Not good because Watch Dogs 1 was not great. So people it was unfortunately it didn't hit its sales target so far as I know. But goddamn, I platinumed. 3 weeks. I didn't play anything else for 3 weeks and I platinumed that game. It was so good. It's stupid. I don't know why. Like I just kept hearing on podcasts about how much people liked it, and it's just like it was just every single podcast was like, fine, I'll get it, and I was buying like the 3 for 2 or whatever from Target, buy 2 get 1 free. Got that, Ezio, and Final Fantasy 15. Oh, and I got my stats from PlayStation this year. I don't know if you probably didn't get the email, but it tells you like what games you played the most this year. My number 1 game was last year, Final Fantasy 15. I played that game more than anything last year on my PlayStation, which blows my mind.
That does blow my mind.
Yeah. So
I guess you did make it pretty far in that game.
I mean, I beat it and played. Yeah. And I just keep thinking about that game for some reason, like the beginning part, not the shitty end part, but
the first third half, like we keep talking about, is really good. Yeah. Like, but there's that what is it? The Royal Edition coming out?
Yeah, coming out in March, which adds the DLC.
Adds all the DLC plus some extra stuff.
Plus 2 new regions, like new maps, first person mode.
Talked about like an upgrade to that?
Yeah, it's $20.
Okay.
So if you or I wanted to do that, you upgrade. So I spent $5 on Ignis, which I guess I wish I didn't now because you spend $20 and you get everything.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's not shocking. Like,
yeah, but they just want to.
If there's DLC, you always know that there's going to be a collected edition eventually.
Exactly. But I'm looking forward to playing the Ignis part.
I probably would put $20 in to just play all that DLC and really just that's right. You get to drive around the boat now.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of just being the cutscene or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like they had many years left to make that game. Like, if they wanted to make that game everything they wanted it to be,
Yeah.
they probably still had like more years of development.
Well, I think the fan base would enjoy that. I think they're going to wring as much as they can out of it, considering how much development time they put into it.
On it? Yeah.
Well, I've really enjoyed doing this podcast with you, Anthony. My child is screaming again, so I unfortunately have to cut this short a little bit. This has been episode 123 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I'm the professor at Prof Plays Games. He is SummerSpeak on Twitter. And if you are listening to this podcast, obviously you are if you're hearing my voice, please consider leaving us a review. It really helps with visibility, and just like to know what you guys are thinking. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you. Night, everyone.
Night, folks.